Listen to her voice, singing in the wind. Feel her gentle touch in the golden sunlight. She was born to love, kiss our tears away, vanish all our fears.
Hello everyone, I'm Nela Sherbaji, your host, and welcome to yet another exciting event here on Miss Philippines Earth. Today's event will definitely have a big impact on the outcome of the competition. Today, the delegates will be on the hot seat. And this year, we're making this pre-judging round a little different by including a 2-minute eco video presentation followed by another 2 minutes for questioning from our panel of judges. So for most pageant watchers, this is considered the most crucial pre-judging stage because it completes the so-called total package of the potential beauty queen who will serve as a spokesperson for the pageant's cause. So we invited a group of respected individuals who will challenge each of our delegates' wit and charm. So ladies and gentlemen, our panel of judges. She graduated cum laude with a degree in psychology from UP Diliman and holds a master's degree in environment and natural resource management. A book author of Bakawan, a children's book part of DepEd's Bright Minds Read program. An IVLP alumna and founder of My Birthday Foundation, the news anchor of PTV News, and Miss Earth Water 2006, Miss Catherine Vital. Round of applause, everybody.
And thank you, Nela, for that introduction. I'm very excited for your project. I know you haven't shared it with anybody else, but we're all excited for that. And congratulations in advance to your maid.
Thank you so much. It was lovely seeing you, Ma'am Catherine. So next he is a licensed educator, a financial industry executive, and a pageant blogger. Mark finished a certificate course in teaching and has already completed his education units for a Master of Arts degree in education. Major in English language teaching, both at the Philippine Normal University, the country's premier teaching training institution. He is currently the Learning and Development Manager in one of the world's top financial institutions where he creates programs that cater to development of personal and professional communication skills, personality, team dynamics, and leadership, among others. The current editor-in-chief of Miss Earth Crown and Miss Earth dedicated news magazine blog and page, Mr. Mark Lee de Real Gitchalian. Round of applause.
Hello there, good evening. And I'm very excited to get to know you girls and just like you to have fun. And I know that you already know your advocacy, so we'll probably just get a little bit or know more about it. So good luck in advance and enjoy.
Thank you so much. So next we have, she finished her bachelor degrees and applied physics major in instrumentation in 2011 and completed her master's degree in applied physics major in medical physics. In 2013, she became a college instructor in her alma mater and practiced her field in radiation oncology as a medical physicist. After winning the Miss Philippine Earth title in July of 2017, she started advocating about the conservation of energy and embracing the use of renewable energy. In November 2017, the scope of her environmental advocacy widened after winning the international title of Miss Earth. And in September 21, she represented the Philippines as the first youth ambassador for the Climate Change Commission in the Youth Climate Summit held in United Nations headquarters in New York City. She is currently a member of the Association of Image Consultants International, Global Sustainable Committee, an ambassador for WWF-PH, a host a speaker, and an image consultant, Miss Karen Ibasco. Round of applause, everybody.
Hi, everybody. I'm so excited to be here tonight, and I can't wait to hear more of what the girls can say. And good evening to you, Nayla. It's so great to see you, even virtually.
It was great to see you as well, Karen. Thank you so much. So thank you to all of our panel judges. Now, before proceeding, I'd like to encourage everybody watching to show your love and support to our delegates by liking and sharing this live stream. And don't forget that we'll be having our third and last batch of delegates tomorrow, June 29 at 8 p.m. So see everybody tomorrow. And also, now these ladies will put so much effort preparing for this pageant. So it's just right to show your support to these ladies by hashtagging Miss Philippines Earth 2022 and hashtag Me Love Spano with all your social media posts. So let's get on with the eco video presentation and intelligence and environmental awareness pre-judging as I call in our first delegate from NCR. So the first lady we have tonight is Miss Las Piñas City.
According to the United Nations, urban areas are the major contributors to climate change. It does not only affect us humans, but also our dearest faunas. Las Piñas City gained recognition as the United Nations awardee on environmental program. Ever since, despite being an urbanized city, my hometown is kind of advanced in continuously rethinking ways on how to prevent the worsening of climate change. Las Piñas has numerous trees despite being a very busy urbanized city. Hence, that helps reduce air pollution. We continuously collect used plastic bottles to make boats that are being used in cleaning our Pinsa Dam every day. Likewise, we also use those as rescue boats in times of calamities. Water lilies are pests? Not in my city. We recycle this into something more useful and beautiful that lasts a long time. We also recycle numerous plastic bottles into public school chairs, which we donate not just in Las Piñas, but also in different parts of the Philippines. We respect and care for our people too. We give them agricultural livelihood through urban farming. We're all in this together. We wish for every city to be like ours in Las Piñas. I hope one day, us and the urban cities won't be the major cause of climate change, but rather make the biggest positive change. We are never too late. We can always start, not just for us, but for the future generations. Respect for humans, animals, and the earth. I am a woman of the earth.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
All right. I know for your first question, just wondering, we always talk about the term climate change. How can you explain climate change in your own words?
For me, climate change is it affects us humans, like all of us here on Earth, and I mean not just us humans, but also the faunas and everything. It affects everything. It means that nothing is as usual as before. It's not in terms of the weather. For instance, for the weather, we have the season of sunny season and then the rainy season. But now it's not like that anymore. Even if it's a sunny season, there could be rains, there could be disasters and everything. So yeah, that for me is what climate change.
All right, thank you.
Hi, Las Piñas. Good
Hey.
evening. Hi. You know what? In your profile, you said that you were influenced by your parents and grandparents to be environmentally conscious. Do you think all generations, regardless of age, have a responsibility to take care of the environment? Since Miss Earth focuses on really teaching the young ones, how about our more mature audience? What can you do to make them environmentally conscious?
Um, for me, it's really not that hard for us to be educated. Because if you think about the longer term, this is our home. Earth is our home, so we have to protect this. We have to do our best, all of our best, for us to be able to save the earth. So by just doing little things like picking up the trashes or putting your trashes into proper segregations and all that, it will do a lot of things already.
I think that's the wrapped up already for Ms. Las Piñas. Thank you so much. So we'll be moving on to our next delegate right now. We have Makati City.
I still can't believe that I'm blessed enough to wake up every day and witness a balance between progress and familiarity. I am Trina Martinez, your Miss Earth Makati 2022, and this is my message to the place I call my home. I admire how we, your people, witness the everyday determination of each individual and how you make us feel appreciated and welcomed in every possible way. Every step we make in your city brings us closer to the success and victories that we are meant to accomplish. With our greenhouse gases accounting and inventory, we continuously identify reduction opportunities, and I am proud to be part of one of the leading cities which partake in these initiatives. I will make sure to help not just the people of Makati, but everyone to embrace eco-friendly choices, reduce all unnecessary waste by donating or selling items that are no longer refused, switch to reusable alternatives rather than disposable goods, and sort waste correctly to increase the number of waste recycled. I promise that all your efforts will continue to afloat, as I will use my own voice to remind every citizen of our country to think hard and take this vision seriously and convert them into reality. Apart from these, we still lack something important, which is to promote respect for the environment. This is the mentality we should have even without city ordinances and laws being dictated to us. A butterfly's life cycle is never ending as well, but its outcome is extremely beautiful. This is what I want to accomplish, to be part of a successful waste management cycle towards a better Makati, then later on, a better Philippines. I am Trina, and I am the woman of the earth.
Hi, Ms. Makati. We will be moving to the Q&A section, starting with Ma'am Catherine. Ma'am Catherine, please.
Hi, Trina.
Hi, Ma'am Catherine.
Makati is a bit, famous / notorious for having the specific bus stops, which some people complain na ang layo, masyado nakakapagod. But what do you think is the positive impact of having designated unloading and loading sites?
Thank you for that question, Ma'am Catherine. Designated loading and unloading sites really segregates the people and makes everything organized so that everyone can, for example, for commuters, everyone will know where and when to go, and for that it makes everything organized. And with that, I would also like to share that the Makati City is also creating a Makati subway in which we have 10 underground stations rather, so that it will be easier for commuters to go around the city.
Thanks, Trina, and I look forward to seeing Makati as a real walkable city.
Yes.
We're moving now to Sir Mark. Sir Mark.
Hi, Trina. Yes, hi, Trina.
Good evening,
All right.
Sir Mark.
Good evening. You know what? I read your profile and you said that you've traveled to a lot of countries. You mentioned Japan, Hong Kong, and Singapore. I probably have a two-pronged question. First would be, what's your most favorite? And what environmental practices you think we should apply from your chosen country?
Right. Thank you for that very interesting question, Sir Mark. But among
all of the countries I've been to, I would probably say that I enjoyed Japan the most, just because of the fact that they're so culturally rich, and when you look at the places there, it's so clean and everything, and they're very advanced with their technology, and which I really want to implement here in the Philippines. So hopefully one day we are able to be like them. Thank you.
I agree with you. One of my most favorite countries as well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that's a wrap for Miss Makati City. We will be moving to the next delegate. Next, we have Miss Mandaluyong.
Earthly Day, everyone. I'm Jennifer Diazis, and now we're here at Mandaluyong City.
Mandaluyong, hailed as the Tiger City, is a first-class, highly urbanized city in the Philippines. The place was called Mandaluyong to describe its rolling terrain, which resembles giant waves of the sea. My chosen fauna is the tiger. Tigers are proud and beautiful creatures. They are the largest members of the cat family and are renowned for their power and strength. I admire their courage and ability to adapt and survive in a variety of conditions. Did you know that no two tigers have the same stripes? Just like how each one is unique, I am hoping to contribute my unique skills and traits to help spread awareness to this now endangered species. Tigers are a critical part of ecosystems and culture. These ecosystems supply both nature and people with fresh water, food, and health. Currently, this big cat is being pushed out of its home. It sparks traffic for various purposes. By merely spreading word about how tigers are threatened due to many human factors, you and me can already make a big difference.
Good evening, Miss Mandaluyong. We'll be moving to the Q&A now.
Good evening.
I've always wondered, why is Mandaluyong called the Tiger City? Can you tell us why?
Mandaluyong is called the Tiger City because of its booming business, and many businessmen always invest more like every day in our city. That's why it's called Tiger City.
All right. I'll keep it short this time. Thank you. Sir Mark, I believe you would like to go next.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Mandaluyong, I would like to, since your chosen fauna is a tiger, actually, we had tigers before in Palawan. The thing is, they became extinct because of climate change, but that was not man-made. Now, we have a man-made sort of climate change. Do you think that our existing tigers who are already endangered would be really still prone to climate change, or somehow, hopefully not, be extinct due to climate change? What are your thoughts on it, and what do you think can we do to make sure that we mitigate it?
First of all, we should protect the habitat of these tigers, because these tigers are really endangered because of people. Some people use them or their pelts for other purposes, such as furs and clothes.
All right,
I think we have enough time for one last judge. I'm Catherine.
Hi, Jennifer. I'm interested. Where did you shoot your video? I like that open park area. I never knew that there was a place like that in Mandaluyong. Where is that? And maybe some of us can go when time permits.
Oh, it was taken in Manila Zoo. It was not in Mandaluyong because we don't have that type of forest. We
Okay.
in our community we have buildings and malls.
All right. Thank
So
you.
that's a wrap, Miss Mandaluyong. Thank you so much. We will be moving to the next delegate. It's the city of Manila.
Hi, I'm Justine Ortega, representing the capital of the Philippines, the city of Manila. The city of Manila is famous for its blend of fascinating history and the exciting pace of an urbanized city. Iconic Park sunset in Manila Bay. At the heart of this city are two environmental projects: the Last Lang of Manila, the Arroceros Forest Park, and the newly redeveloped Manila Zoo. These projects serve as educational arenas for us on our flora and fauna, but hopefully with its continuous development, one day, also serve as local models of conservation for our beloved animals, especially in today's unpredictable climate. One of the threatened native species in our country is the Philippine bleeding heart pigeon. Not known to many, these birds facilitate pollination, making them essential in our ecosystem. Unfortunately, today, they have been classified as critically endangered because of hunters and massive deforestation. Just like the bleeding heart, our Mother Earth is also in danger, but we have a chance to save them. We can start by practicing the 5 R's: rethink, reuse, reduce, recycle, and respect. Or we can choose solar, the sustainability of life through alternative solutions and renewable energy. Because when we minimize carbon emissions, we make the earth more livable for us and our faunas. I want to be Miss Philippines Earth because I want to lead the fight against climate change. Once again, I am Justine Ortega from the city of Manila, and I am a woman of the earth.
Good evening, Miss Mandaluyong. We'll be starting our Q&A session.
Good evening.
Hi, Justin.
Judges, you
what
may
are-
ask.
Yes, my question. Okay. What is one thing that you can share to everyone that the city of Manila is doing to actually help fight against climate change?
Well, one of the big issues here in the city of Manila is actually our waste segregation. So right now, we don't have a perfect system that manages our waste. But what I saw recently, and what I'm proud of recently, is that I actually received a survey just to show. This piece of paper is sent to every household, and it aims to study the kind of waste segregation that each household is doing. And I think the long-term goal is to be able to educate us Manileños and Manileñas and be able to have proper systems and proper trash bins and proper segregation for our waste. Because based on research, I think currently Manila has a top waste in the Philippines, given that we have 1,200 tons of waste daily, and waste segregation is one of the main issues, or one of the main environmental issues that it really needs to address.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Justine. Your chosen fauna. Hi, your chosen fauna is bleeding heart, and actually, it is critically endangered. 3 out of 5 subspecies is already endangered. So,
Yes.
I'll give you a hypothetical scenario. Let's say you were given a chance to lead an interagency task force like IATF. Who will you tap on to help conserve this species? I'd like to name the agency people, and what would be your plan?
My top of mind will be the Haribon Foundation. Actually, to share, they already have a previous campaign concerning the bleeding heart, and the hashtag was called Heal the Bleeding Heart. And one of the plans that I really want to do, currently we already have some programs with partnership with zoos such as
Singapore Zoo in order to conserve these species. And I think currently they only have 3 out of 5. They only have, if I'm not mistaken, the Luzon, the Mindoro, and the Sulu, I think, if I'm not mistaken. But if we can actually share the other bleeding heart, so we can take care of all these endangered species, then we'd be able to preserve these species moving forward, not just 3, but 5 of them. Thank you, Sir Mark.
Thank you.
So that's a wrap for the city of Manila. Thank you, Miss Manila. We'll be moving to the next delegate. We have Muntinlupa City.
I call my home the Emerald City, like a precious stone polished to perfection. Welcome to Muntinlupa City, ang lupang aking sinilangan. Muntinlupa has a rich eco-history. Once known a mountain land, we've now transformed into one of the most resilient and highly urbanized cities in the country. There's more to discover here that are proudly Muntinlupa. Churches, fiestas, and the heartwarming hospitality of Muntinlupeños. Wherever I go, how far I wander, I always return home to pursue my purpose, and I like to begin serving my community here. My Bring Your Own Bayog campaign encourages people to live sustainably by reusing locally made bayogs and eco-friendly bags. This reduces plastic waste use and excessive packaging, which are the primary causes of flooding in Muntinlupa. My city has been practicing solid waste management through community involvement and materials recovery facilities that promote recycling initiatives. Muntinlupeños are well known to be peaceful, hardworking, and dedicated citizens. As a voice for the earth, I use social media to spread the message of respect for nature and wildlife. Our efforts illuminate the spirit of bayanihan. When people patronize and switch to sustainable brands, local products, and choose what is best for our Mother Earth, our environment will be safe and our economy will thrive. Today, I represent the Philippine Eagle Owl, which symbolizes wisdom and a clear vision into every situation. We save wildlife by helping to take care of our planet, and remember that the earth isn't just yours, not mine, it's ours. I am Micaela Legarda, your Miss Philippines Earth, Muntinlupa City, tunay na mikalikasan, and I am woman of the earth.
Good evening, Miss Muntinlupa City. We'll begin the Q&A. Judges?
Hi, Micaela. Muntinlupa pioneered or is one of the first municipalities or cities to promote the no single-use plastic policy.
Correct.
What do you think should Muntinlupa do next in terms of environmental protection?
So in terms of environmental protection, so we do have a lot of programs, initiatives here, like the bioreactor, when we collect the garbages or some waste in the public market, and then we turn that into enhancer as a soil fertilizer. And on the other hand, we also have some machine that could actually grind some plastic that we collect every day from wrappers, candy, anything that you think that made of plastic, and we grind that and we actually turn that into purposeful material thing, and then we donate that to schools, just like for a chair, or we also have some bricks. So I would really love to envision something that would focus on taking care of environment just for plastic, connect with other organizations outside my city. So I would really love to push that and use this as a platform to raise an awareness and to be inform a lot of people. Thank you.
Michaela.
Hi, I'm Miss Karen. Here with me.
May we know your environmental advocacy and can you share it with everyone?
So my environmental advocacy is bring your own bag or bring your own bayong eco-friendly bag. So way back 2009, we are hit by Typhoon Ondoy. And then all of the barangays in Muntinlupa were submerged by this flood. And then we actually the government city official initiated a study that to determine the factors of flooding in my municipality. So one of the biggest factor is the amount of volume of plastic that's actually clogged in the waterways that is actually directly to the Laguna de Bay. So the LGUs together with the official actually connect or initiated an ordinance about the plastic bayong bag. So everyone is prohibiting or following that protocols. So you can actually see on Muntinlupa, everyone is using an eco-friendly bag.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So that's a wrap. Thank you, Miss Muntinlupa City. Next delegate we have is the Municipality of Pateros.
A town famous for balut and itlog na maalat. This is Pateros. I am Jasmine Claire Cruz Calma, your Miss Philippines Earth Pateros. Since Pateros is a small town, almost everyone knows everybody, and you will easily feel welcomed by the townspeople, especially if there's a fiesta. Speaking of fiesta, did you know that Santa Marta became one of our patron saints because of a miracle? Long ago, a crocodile was pestering Pateros River and attacking ducks until one night a hero went to Pateros River to slay the crocodile. He saw Santa Marta by the river and the crocodile was never seen again. The duck industry flourished and a fluvial procession has been held in remembrance of this miracle. There used to be a pagoda sa ilog, but because of industrialization, the once beautiful Pateros River became stagnant. There have been cleanup programs by the LGU aiming to restore the river and minimize the threats of deadly diseases. Even though there's still a long way before the river is restored, a linear park along the Pateros River was made where people can stroll peacefully. Another element in the miracle of Santa Marta de Pateros is a crocodile. The Philippine crocodile is a critically endangered species of crocodile, a species with only less than 100 left because of commercial exploitation and destruction of their habitat. For this year's edition, Miss Philippines Earth's theme is ME Loves Fauna. As an eco-angel, I have a duty to show the importance of caring for animal life and how they are also essential members of the environment. We only have one Earth to live in. Let us do our best to preserve this planet for us and for the animals. Again, I am Jasmine Claire Cruz Calma, and I am a woman of the earth.
Good evening, Miss Pateros.
Good
We'll
evening.
start with a Q&A now. Judges?
Hi, Jasmine. Good evening. I like
Hi, good
your
evening.
video. Yeah, I like
Thank
your
you.
video. I like that you shared the history of the video as well as what you're doing in your community to help protect and save the Pateros River. But I got quite interested with your chosen fauna, which is the Philippine crocodile. And you know what? It is really critically endangered. It's true, like what you said. And over a millennia or even a million of years, the species has actually survived the test of time. But I think this will be their breaking point because of our activity, right? So there are less than 100, like what you said, less than 100 already, only in the wild. What is your call to action to help protect and save that species?
My call to action is to not see crocodiles as threatening animals because they are keystone members of of the ecosystem, and if they became extinct, ecosystems will cease to exist. And actually, I went to Isabela and I saw that cohabitation with crocodiles is possible, and there are a lot of fishes there, and the villagers there are also benefiting from the existence of crocodiles because there are clear waters and there are a lot of fishes in the river.
Thank you. I like the word that you use, cohabitation. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, Jasmine. I'd like to echo Mark on his comment on your video. Very interesting. I'm quite familiar with the story and devotion of people to Santa Marta. And I want to get your opinion. Apart from the crocodile, I think one of the issues in Pateros is yung pagkonti ng balot. Dahil wala na yung ilog, wala na rin yung mga ducks that produce the duck eggs, and a lot of it are actually imported from some other areas. Given the choice, do you want the state of Pateros to remain, as a municipality na medyo hindi ganun ka-modernized, but you have the environment, you'll revive the Pateros River and have all the ducks back? Or are you open to advancement? More buildings in exchange of your balut, kumbaga?
I am actually not open to advancement. But if we were to maintain the Pateros as the balut capital of the Philippines, I would really, really like for the balut vendors or the balut industry to adapt modern ways on how to fertilize balut because what led to the extinction and the destruction of Pateros River is the unsustainable practices in fertilizing balot. So right now we have a program wherein balot are fertilized modernly in cooperation with DOST, and I hope that a lot of balot vendors will adapt that program as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for showing the inutak as well. Great. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Pateros. We will be moving to our final delegate from the NCR. So we have Quezon City.
Magandang araw! This is Maria Lourdes Chong de Leon, Miss Philippines Earth, Quezon City.
This is my place where I grew up, and this is the place where I want to be part of the change for the development and sustainability of eco-friendly lifestyles as my advocacy. Join me as I show you the beautiful creations of the earth. Quezon City is gifted with the biggest land area among the cities in Metro Manila. It holds the greatest potential for more diverse and well-urban development. It is founded by former President Manuel L. Quezon in 1939. One of the famous landmarks here in Quezon City is the Quezon Memorial Circle. It has been a significant part of the city's history. It's a national park containing the remains of former President Manuel L. Quezon and his wife. It is developed into a greener and more sustainable national park as part of the city's tourism. One of the ways to solve the issues on the environment is to promote eco-friendly lifestyles. So, the Quezon City government implemented plastic bag ban, which imposed a total ban on the distribution of plastic bags, instead distributing reusable eco bags to change the consumer behavior and dependence on plastic to promote eco-friendly practices. Another way is the urban gardening. It is where people practice cultivation in and around urban areas. So, the joy of urban farming was launched to primarily mitigate hunger by encouraging the citizens of Quezon City to produce and grow nutritional vegetables which they can utilize as food on the table. Another famous landmark is the Ninoy Aquino Parks and Wildlife Center. It can be found here in the heart of Quezon City, which is a venue for biodiversity conservation with a mission to provide outdoor recreation and ecotourism opportunities. This is for a place that connects people to biodiversity. And these are all the representations that shows how unique and diverse we can be, because I am women of the earth.
Good evening, Miss Quezon City. We will start with our Q&A now. Judges, please.
Hi, Maria Lourdes. You've shown in your video. Hi, you've shown in your video that Quezon City is doing a lot when it comes to sustainable journey. So what do you think is one more thing that your city can do to continue with the sustainable journey?
One more thing, or one thing that can add to the sustainable development of my city is that we need to have like urban biodiversity. Let's introduce about urban biodiversity conservation. When we say urban biodiversity, you try to introduce it, you bring back the nature to the city, and by trying to protect the plants, the urban parks, the street trees, and also includes like vertical gardening. So I also want and support this kind of initiative to have a mindset of protecting and conserving our urban biodiversity in the city. Thank you, Ms.
All right, thank you.
Hello, Lourdes. Good evening.
Hello, Mr. Mark. Good evening.
I've read your profile. You have a very interesting story. You shared that when you were a kid, you experienced bullying and you had to learn to stand up and defend yourself. This
Yes.
time, I'd like you to cite or share a recent experience that you had when you had to stand up for something and defend your, let's say, beliefs on a certain issue. So what did you do and what have you learned from it?
The recent something that judged about me is my body. So because of the changes and due to pandemic and hormonal imbalance to my body, it affects my physical body that can lead to insecurity of my life, that contributes to my daily activities, that can affect my behavior. So I want to tell everyone to embrace your flaws, because these flaws can change into your strengths. That's why I believe into myself that these are my strengths, can be my big achievement in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Quezon City. So we are moving to the Philippine Community International. So we have the Phil Community, Dubai, UAE.
Marhaba, I am Crisdeline Yvonne Riumano Sabranica, Miss Philippines Earth Dubai, UAE, and welcome to my second home. Dubai is home to many different ecosystems and unique wildlife, from the Arabian Gulf waters to the desert, from city skyscrapers to the mountainous regions of United Arab Emirates. Despite the harsh conditions, countless species continue to thrive, adapting to its fascinating features, nurturing the wildlife. As a diver, one of the species that caught my heart is the hawksbill turtle. Its name is derived from the look of its beak, which resembles that of a bird's beak. UAE is home to around 1,500 critically endangered hawksbill turtles, which nest on offshore islands around the Emirates. This country's tremendous effort in protecting its species in their natural habitats moved me to advocate for biodiversity conservation, which taps on the following sustainable goals. Over time, I have discovered more of the unforeseen wonders of this planet, but unfortunately, most of it is neglected. That is why I strive to make a change for the underserved sectors of the ecosystem, taking action through micro efforts that create macro effects. This includes 5Rs and Dubai's environmental initiatives such as household waste collection and segregation, metro for mass transit and sustainable transportation, and use of renewable energy. We rely on nature for our very survival because it is our only home. It is time to reignite the passion sleeping in our conscious mind and be the hero for this planet. I am Crisdeline Yvonne Riumalo Sabrenica, and I am a woman of the earth.
Good evening, Miss Com Dubai. We'll be
Good
starting
evening.
your Q&A now. Judges.
Hi, Crisdeline. Thank you for your very informative video. In your opinion, who do you think has a better appreciation of their resources? Those who have little or those who have so much?
Well, in my most honest opinion, it would be those who have less. And those who have more tends to abuse or tends to forget how to appreciate everything that we have right now. And with that, they have forgotten that in every actions that they are doing, the first that are being affected are not themselves, but those that are not privileged as much as they are.
Sorry, just a follow-up question. Given those two scenarios, would you say that the UAE or the Philippines, can you say if the Philippines has more or has less, or does the UAE has more or less in terms of resources?
For me, it's just the same because I do believe that we are all under the same sky, and the one thing that is common to us is our nature. We are breathing the same air, we are stepping on the same land, and I do believe that each government in Municipality, Philippines, and UAE is doing their best in order to protect the natural habitats of all the faunas and floras.
My question for you is, diving is not for everyone, and you mentioned that you're a diver. What made you so in love with diving?
Because Miss Karen, when I tried Miss Philippines Earth Dubai, I really put in my mind that I am trying not to retain what has been remained here on Earth, but I would love to save those that are in the brinks of extinction. And one of those is the hawksbill turtle. Though I'm not a swimmer, and though I'm so afraid of the ocean, I really took the courage to go down there and save those who are in need.
All right, thank you very much.
So that's a wrap for Miss Fil-Com Dubai UAE. Thank you so much. We're moving on to the next delegate. We have Fil-Com Toronto, Canada.
My name is Jasmine Pagil, representing the True North Strong and Free, your Miss Philippines Earth Filipino community of Toronto, Canada. Welcome to Toronto, Ontario, where our city is flooding with culture and creativity, and every street you encounter is like entering a whole new world. I aim to inspire others by acting as a leader in my community, where I can teach and educate the youth about proper waste management, how it is affecting our environment, and the importance of forming eco-friendly lifestyle habits. We can rethink our food waste by only buying what you need and pre-planning your meals ahead of time to ensure you are still getting all of the necessary and delicious nutrients. We can reduce our carbon footprint by using our Bike Share Toronto app as a form of transportation or our electric GO Transit subway stations. We can reuse old and unloved clothing pieces by donating to our local thrift stores or upcycling garments into new pieces. And that is why I am so proud to be part of a country that is aiming to reduce its plastic and environmental waste by implementing a new plastic ban against single-use plastics in our country. My chosen fauna is a beautiful red cardinal bird. I chose this bird as my fauna because not only does the red cardinal represent a symbol of strength and a fighting spirit, but they actually play a crucial role in our ecosystem by acting as a seed disperser, which allows seeds of different plants to be scattered throughout various habitats, allowing for more growth to foster within our environment. Now residing in the Philippines, I am so grateful to be able to call both Canada and the Philippines my home, and I cannot wait to reconnect with my roots, learn more about my culture, and educate myself about the Philippines' rich history and environmental initiatives. I am Jasmine Pagio, your Miss Philippines Earth Filipino community of Toronto, Canada, and I am Woman of the Earth.
Good evening, Miss Fil-Com Toronto, Canada. We'll be having your Q&A now. Judges, please.
Hi, Jasmine. Good evening.
Hi, Sir Mark.
Hi, I like your video because it provides us actionable steps, and the idea of a seed disperser is really interesting to me. I also have read your profile that you mentioned that your advocacy is really education on the proper waste management and recycling. There is actually a law about it here in the Philippines. Unfortunately, the issue really is implementation. Okay, and if you win, how will you partner with the LGUs to spread the cost and help implement this? And another one, so that's one, and another one would be, do you think people should be penalized or rewarded for following it?
Thank you, Sir Mark. That is such a great question. And yes, it is true. Although there are laws implemented in our country, it's all about the implementation to follow through with these laws to actually see progress. So if I were to win the crown, and I hope I do, I would like to use the power of Miss Philippines Earth to actually speak with the government officials to actually progress and then move these initiatives forward so that we can see a brighter future and a cleaner Earth. And as well as if someone should be punished or rewarded for following these rules, I believe that they should be rewarded because I don't believe in a violent world. And to be rewarded, it shows more people will be likely to follow through with these actions if they show that there is a reward coming from it.
Thank you. Positive reinforcement. I agree with that. Thank you, Jasmine.
Thank you.
Hi, Jasmine. I'm happy that you're now here in the Philippines. But I know as a Canadian, you probably hear different things about the Philippines. Now that you've experienced living here in the Philippines, what kind of picture will you paint about the country to the rest of the world?
That's such a great question. Thank you, Miss Kathy. A picture that I would paint for the world, honestly, coming from both countries,
I've learned a lot, and I feel like there's a lot that Canada can learn from the Philippines, as well as a lot that Philippines can learn from Canada. And that's why having these various perspectives and conversations are so important. But I would say that Philippines is just beginning with their eco initiatives, and I can't wait to see them move forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Fil-Com, Toronto, Canada. We'll be moving to our next delegate now. So we're gonna go to the Visayas region. We have Miss Cadiz City.
Ira Alia Alvinada, your Miss Philippines Earth, Cadiz City, Negros Occidental. I welcome you to the city of Wales, ang lugar nga gindagsa sa mga balyena. Home of the famous, traditional, and colorful Dinagsa Festival. This city is full of wonders, from its magnificent places up in the highlands into the forest, deep down to its waters, and the people, ang mga kadisnoy. A city with an improved environmental management system that protects and sustains God-given natural resources, with its initiatives acknowledged in the local to national and even international recognition. Wildlife here are unique and diverse, varying from air, water to land species, as it is one of the areas with high endemism, including my chosen fauna, the Visayan leopard cat, a unique and vulnerable species that needs to be protected and make people be aware of. I am proud to be part of this city.
As we live life here in our home, may we live by the 5 R's.
As I embody these parts of me as a proud Cadiznon, an eco-delegate, an advocate, and a human being.
I understand that living is not just about me. It is for those who have already passed, those that are here, and all future generations to come. It is my responsibility to serve and save our only one Earth. I am Jaira Alia Alvinada, and I am a woman of the Earth.
Good evening, Miss Cadiz City. We will start your Q&A now. Judges, please.
Hi, Tyra.
Hi, Miss. Good evening.
I just wanted to ask for your chosen fauna. What do you think is the role of it in the ecosystem?
Well, wildcats have roles in our ecosystem because of its web of activities. And without this Maral or Visayan leopard cat, it would not be, the cycle would not go on with their preying and being the consumers of their prey.
All right.
Hello, Miss Cadiz. Right.
Hello, Sir Mark.
Hi, I've read your profile, and I know that your advocacy is clean up the coast for the cost of all generations.
Yes.
So if you don't mind sharing something about that, and how would you help further this cause when you win Miss Philippines Earth?
Well, we all know that our coasts are very important to be clean because it benefits the locals, the fisher folks, and the human consumers, the aquatic fauna and resources. And it is very important that we take actions in cleaning our coastal areas, because once the resources and the fauna and the oceans are toxicated, then it leads to a bigger problem for us humans, because we consume, and almost majority of our food and resources are found in the ocean. So it is very important that we talk about and we take actions in cleaning our shores, our coasts. And it is very important here in Miss Philippines Earth that we have advocacies, and we use this platform to further widen our scope, and also to promote environmental awareness and take actions in serving the environment.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Mark.
So that's a wrap for Miss Cadiz City. Thank you so much. We'll be moving on to the second to the last. We have Miss Cebu City.
Hi, I'm Kiara Liang Wellington, Miss Philippines Earth, Cebu City.
Fearless, innovative, and creative. That is what Cebu City is. Cebu City does not only boast cultural history, but paved way modern infrastructure such as Cebu Cordova Lake Expressway, named as the longest bridge in the Philippines. Cebu City ensured to balance progress with preservation and protection of our environment. I would like to bring my advocacy, which is sustainable fashion, for it to be heard that it's helping our environment in ways we make use of excess fabric or worn out clothes, reduce fashion, reduce clothing pollution, and recycle and put to use fabrics. Parrotfish is my chosen fauna. Parrotfish are important coral allies. They act as lawnmowers and help to give corals the upper hand by making sure fast-growing seaweeds don't grow over the more slow-growing corals. My fauna gives balance to marine life and ecosystem. We must act like parrotfishes where we contribute in reducing waste to minimize industrial pollution and allow balance in the need of fabric sources. Sustainable fashion allows regrow trees, silk cocoons, and lessen the use of synthetic and plastic material and reduce global warming from industry immersions for fashion consumption. Like the parrotfish's traits, we give more chances for our earth to breathe, environment to prosper, and a sustainable pro-life communities and industries for our economy and most importantly for our environment's future.
I am woman of the earth.
Good evening, Cebu City. We'll
Good
proceed
evening.
with Q&A now. Judges, please.
Hi, Kiara. You spoke about sustainable fashion. If you will be given a chance to collaborate with a Cebuano designer, I know there are a lot of very talented Cebuano designers. Who would you want to partner with, and what will be your first creation?
Well, there is actually someone who is actually quite near me, that is Carson Chago, and I'm really hoping that I could collaborate with him and make a sustainable dress out of fabric clothes that hasn't been used. And soon I'm really hoping that it will reach to a fashion modeling stage, and it would be the biggest achievement that I would ever do, and it will be a dream come true for me.
Thank you.
Kiara,
hi.
I do love your advocacy about sustainable fashion. It's one of an industry that we have to really look into. It's one of the things that I am looking into right now. So for you, what is a sustainable textile that you love very much that you can share with us?
Well, the first thing is that I would like to promote about okay, because it is if you start to notice that okay is reusable clothes, so it is small. Even though it's small, it is actually progressing with everywhere here in Cebu and also around the world. And if I am allowed to educate everyone that from this is going to help our future, and it's going to help our environment as well, land and seas, because our ecosystem is actually with 10% of pollution. That is a part of it, and for everyone to know that okay is
All right, thank you.
That's a wrap. Thank you, Ms. Cebu City. We will be moving to our last delegate for the night. So we have Miss Sagay City.
Jerusalem's Sagay City.
Sagay City is the home of one of the largest marine reserves in the country, the 32,000 hectare Sagay Marine Reserve. Our beloved city is internationally recognized for its marine conservation program and has been protecting its seas since the 1970s by our past and present leaders. Sagay City also supports the idea of 5 Rs as important ways to combat climate change. With Rethink, we consider what we can do to root out unnecessary waste. And with Reduce, we practice zero plastic use as possible, just like simply bringing a tumbler instead of a plastic bottled water. With Reuse, we support sustainable fashion through reusing gowns. And with Recycle, we patronized upcycled accessories in my events and photo shoots. And with Respect, we show it by being responsible in our ways and actions towards the environment. My beloved city is an awe-inspiring paradise teeming with biodiversity in itself, intertwined with the appreciation of art and culture. Truly, Sagay City is where love for nature begins. This year's major theme is close to my heart, which is Me Loves Fauna. I am fascinated with birds, and I chose the Visayan hornbill. It exhibits calm and peaceful behavior to which I can actually relate. Yet, it is labeled as endangered. But it's not too late for the species. Let's save and protect them. There are endless of ways how to help the environment, same as how it endlessly helps us. Once again, this is Jerice Burcelas, and join me as I say, I am the woman of the earth.
Hi everyone. Good evening, Miss Sagay City. We'll begin the Q&A now. Thank you.
Hi, Jerice. Good evening.
Good evening, Sir Mark.
Yes, you have a very interesting advocacy, and I'd like you to share to everyone what that is, because I think you have a beneficiary. And what have you learned from that experience, and how will you further it?
Okay, so those who don't know, I'm a Chief Girl Scout, and my project is about environmental sanitation, specifically the provision of toilet rooms. And at the age of 16, I already started this project with 10 beneficiaries in my chosen community in my barangay. And in this journey, I've learned a lot. I've learned about how important environmental sanitation is in our environment. And we're teaching a lot of children because this mainly address the health of the children, the health of the community that will really affect them holistically. And right now, we're still pursuing this advocacy because like every year, our school is still producing Chief Girl Scout medalists. And even it's pandemic, we're still pursuing this. So yes, environmental sanitation is important, and I'm looking forward to further this. And with this platform, I can really use this platform and of course to further this advocacy. Okay.
Thank you for sharing that.
Hi, Jerice. Very nice video as well. Okay, let's continue discussing your advocacy. For those who never had to experience not having faucets or toilets in their home, how can having sanitation facilities empower someone, especially a young girl?
Okay, that's really a problem. I've seen that in my community, and that's the reason why we conduct this advocacy, because of financial instability, and that's where awareness should come in, and that's where, like me, people advocating environmental sanitation should come in. So we really have to reach out to the community, identify the beneficiaries that really need this. Yes, and we really have to approach like organizations. We really have to collaborate to make this successful and sustainable. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Sagay City. That was our last delegate, and that's a wrap for the Eco video presentation and intelligence pre-judging for today. So there you have it, guys, the second batch, and we still have one more group to go. So thanks to our panel of experts and to everybody who watched this live streaming. Keep those comments coming, and I hope to see you again tomorrow, everybody, July 29 at 8 p.m. for another round of nerve-wracking interviews with our third batch of delegates coming from Mindanao here on Miss Philippines Earth 2022. And I just hope that everybody doesn't forget that we may have this glitz and glam, and our girls are so beautiful, but each one of us are here for a certain reason, which is to take care of the environment, to advocate for different things, and to bring awareness to what really matters to all of us. So if you haven't liked yet or follow, please subscribe to our social media accounts. Now is the best time to do so. So you may follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all at Miss Philippine Earth, at Miss Phil Earth. We would also like to thank the following sponsors: Gandang Ricky Reyes Chain of Salons, the official makeup artist and hairstylist of Miss Philippines Earth, Kitchico Travel and Tours, and of course, Miss Earth Foundation. On behalf of Carousel Production, this has been Naila Sherbaji. Thank you very much for joining us, and let's continue to save our planet, guys. Do something green today. Think about it, do it. Good night, everybody.
Woman of the